What a beautiful setting we're at. But yeah, it is a great place to come.
That was awesome.
That was really nice. It's been great having you down at Willowbrook. We're glad to meet you too.
Okay.
All right, well, I need to get going, so I'm
Okay.
sure I'll talk to you again soon.
I hope so.
All right,
Okay.
thanks much.
Take care.
Bye.
That was so nice. So Rebecca, what did you think?
I think for seeing my first rehab outside of Hope for Wildlife, that was a really great one to start with because they had so much going on.
It was nice to see the way the two groups worked together. I thought that
Yeah.
was really cool. They were like one group, but they weren't. They were two independent groups, and they got along beautifully. They worked well together. They helped each other. It was really nice.
It was,
Yeah.
and it's something I really hope we can get
I
started.
wish we could develop some of those relationships.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
It's the perfect ending to the day for Hope and Rebecca.
Wow, we were up before the sun came up, and now the sun's about ready to... Is just about down.
dipping, so.
I think it's time to go get something to eat.
Agreed.
It's been a fruitful journey, and they've learned a lot that they can apply back home at the farm.
Closed captioning provided by...
Suffering from sinus congestion, especially at night? Try Vicks Sinex for instant relief that lasts up to 12 hours. Vicks Sinex targets congestion at the source, relieving nasal congestion and sinus pressure by reducing swelling in the sinuses. Try Vicks Sinex.
Wilson Auto Family in Stillwater, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Cadillac.
Well, right now, an overnight shooting sends one person to the hospital. Plus, Oklahomans showing support for Iranians, the message they're sending especially to women. And Andrew's tracking some rain on the 9-day. We're going to have a check on your Valentine's Day forecast. News 9 this morning starts right now.
Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Well, good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Tevis Hillis here with meteorologist Andrew Adams. Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday. It's a unofficial holiday.
It's
I think
it's a
many will be
holiday.
celebrating today. The question is, who are people going to be rooting for?
Eagles. I'm a Jalen Hurts girl.
Chiefs.
Okay.
Cowboys fan, legally required to never root for the Eagles in anything. 2017, their win made me sick.
Oh,
so
no.
hopefully
Oh, no. Pull it
that
together.
doesn't happen tonight. But I've got some good news. The forecast is it is going to be great tailgating weather. If you're watching outside today, if you're watching on the patio, it's going to be gorgeous. It will be a little bit warmer than yesterday as well. Lower 60s will return. We will see a few more clouds. You can already see them working into western Oklahoma, and they'll be with us most of the day. It's not going to be a blanket of cloud cover, but you'll notice more stuff in the sky over our heads today. And then there's that spin near LA. That's our next storm system, but we got to wait a little bit longer for that to arrive here. It is all quiet on our El Reno cam on our Lucky Star Sky Cam network this morning. It is still chilly, 28, so pretty seasonal. Our normal low this time of year is 30 degrees. Feels like 20 though when you factor in the wind. Speaking of wind, it's going to be a breezier afternoon today compared to yesterday as well. There's the freezing line in pockets around portions of the state, but most of us are starting to see temperatures crack right to freezing or above it. We've got a bunch of 30s on the board, just a handful of 20s still holding on. And unlike yesterday morning, our wind is now out of the south. So not only is it going to be windier, it's going to be a south wind, which right now is making us feel like the low 20s early on. But as we go throughout the day, that gusty south wind is really going to warm us up. Already near 50 by 11 o'clock, 60 at 1 o'clock. Our high today, 64. Yesterday, we were right around 54, so about 10 degrees warmer today. Now, like mentioned, we do have some rain chances to talk about, and I'm going to do that coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Andrew, thank you. We need to get to some overnight news. Oklahoma City police are investigating a shooting. This happened around 3 a.m. near Northeast 50th and Lincoln. Police say the victim was in the car with their friend when someone drove up and shot them. One person was hit. They're taken to OU Health and are expected to be okay. That's some good news this morning. No suspects are in custody at this time. Well, the OSBI arrests a man on multiple charges of pornography. OSBI agents charge Urel Salas with possession and distribution of child porn after a service provider sent a tip to investigators. He's been booked into the Love County Jail. And a jury finds an Oklahoma City man guilty of first-degree murder. Lavelle Lewis is convicted in the shooting death of his girlfriend, Rochelle Thomas, in 2021. Police had responded to Thomas's home for previous domestic disturbances involving her boyfriend. At the time, she told police she feared Lewis would kill her if she pressed charges. A jury recommended a life sentence. Well, during a rally held in downtown Oklahoma City, supporters stood in solidarity with Iranians and their fight for women. News 9's Deanne Stein joins us with more on the social movement.
Chant after chant, the message is clear.
Woman, life, freedom!
The group Iranians of Oklahoma held a rally at Scissortail Park on Saturday to bring to light the oppression felt in Iran, especially for women.
They are not allowed to wear what they want. For going out from a country, they need the permission of father or husband. And even after the divorce, they cannot have their children.
Under the current rule, women have little rights and often punished with prison time, beatings, and even death.
It's very bad and doesn't make sense at all.
That's why the rally falls near the anniversary of the Iranian Revolution.
The important thing is the same day, the day after their ceremony over here, that we are protesting against it.
Organizers say after 44 years of civil unrest, the women's movement continues to build. It hit momentum last year with protests worldwide after 22-year-old Mahsa Amini died in police custody. She was arrested by Iran's morality police for improperly wearing her hijab and beaten, according to family.
We want this regime gone because we know that that's the source of all our problem.
Down with Islamic Republic!
Organizers tell me the movement is still in progress, but with local and international support, they feel they can prevail. In Oklahoma City, Deanne Stein, Oklahoma's Own, News 9.
Deanne, thank you. Well, Oklahoma City police believe high speeds played a factor in the rollover crash on the northwest side. This happened last night near Northwest 97th and Classen. The SUV sustained extensive damage after rolling into a ditch. Police say the driver is expected to be okay. And 2 people are okay after another rollover crash in the metro. This one happened near Northwest Expressway in Maine yesterday afternoon. Police say the crash happened on the May Avenue Bridge when one of the drivers collided with the other before rolling over and landing on Northwest Expressway. Police say both drivers had minor injuries. Well, Tulsa firefighters are reminding people to drive carefully after they've near city vehicles after a second truck is hit in less than 2 weeks. Yesterday, firefighters were called to this wreck after a car hit a stormwater truck. They say 3 city workers had just walked away from the truck before the car crashed into it. It comes nearly 2 weeks after 2 firefighters were hurt and taken to the hospital while working a car crash during icy conditions. All right, let's switch gears. Let's talk about tonight's the night for Super Bowl 57. 2 student journalists from the University of Oklahoma are out in Phoenix this week, catching up with former Sooners ahead of the game. Student journalist Pierce Leffelitz has more.
You know, I played with Kyler, I played with Jalen, I played with Pat now, so I've always played with pretty mobile quarterbacks.
Mobile quarterbacks have history with the 2 former Sooners, Orlando Brown and Creed Humphrey. They spoke on the positives and difficulties of blocking for this year's MVP, Patrick Mahomes.
All the things he's able to do, throwing off of different platforms and different arm angles, it definitely makes my job a lot easier. But it's all chemistry out there, man. You know, knowing where he is in the pocket, knowing, you know, how he's moving around and all those different things is really important.
When you got mobile guys that move around well, that can, you know, evade tackles, things like that, you know that they're going to be extending plays, you know they're going to be blocking longer. So just really the focus is not letting that timer go off in your head of, you know, like, oh, the ball should be out now.
On the other side of the coin, motivation has been a large part of the Eagles' success this season. OU alums Lane Johnson and Jalen Hurts talked about how the off-seasons and inspirations have prepared them for this moment.
Off-season can teach you a lot of things. You're sitting there, your record's not where it wants to be. You have a lot of motivation, and that's really what it comes to. I mean, do you want to have the same experience the next year, or do you want to get stuff done in the offseason? So I can sense that in the offseason that we wanted it.
You can look back and say that there are so many things that can motivate me and drive me to want more and to be the best. And you know, why do I just keep getting up and going and going and going? But I had a purpose before everybody had an opinion. It's not about anybody else. I know y'all like that one.
For News 9, Pierce Leffelitz, OU Nightly.
Great job, Pierce. And we're not done talking about the Super Bowl. News 9 sports contributor Dusty Dvorak joins us from Arizona with more coverage on tonight's game in just a few.
25 years ago, one extraordinary show danced its way into history, Riverdance. Now it's time for the next step, the 25th anniversary show.
2 performances only, April 5th and 6th. For tickets, visit OKCBroadway.com.
Experience one of Oklahoma's favorite events, Brahms and Affair of the Heart. Support small businesses while shopping hundreds of artists, makers, and small retailers. February 10th through 12th at the OKC Fairgrounds.
Not all pest control companies are made the same. At Moxie, we pride ourselves on neighborly service. We respect your home and family. Moxie Pest Control pays close attention to detail by taking down spider webs and wasp nests around your entire home and treating all the small entry points. We take the time to eliminate your pests at the source by treating your yard during every service. And we do it all with a smile. Call Oklahoma's most trusted pest control company today to receive your neighborly service.
G&K's Valentine's sale starts now. Celebrate the season of love with a luxurious fur from Geno's and Coslow's. Our store-wide Valentine's sale ends soon, so hurry in and treat yourself or the one you love to a gorgeous fur from Oklahoma's premier furrier.
Thank you, Taylor. After years of wearing these reading glasses to see up close, I had lens replacement with Dr. Luke, and it was the best thing I have ever done. I don't need glasses to see up close. I don't need them to see a menu in a restaurant, to do my job, or something as simple as just putting on my makeup every single morning. I love being glasses-free after 43.
Be glasses-free after 43. Call 883-4343 or visit 43vision.com.
Mathis Home is your destination for the biggest selection of home furnishings. Shop our newer and better website at mathishome.com. There you'll find information on our latest promotions, like our Presidential Savings event going on now. Browse our latest lookbook to find inspiration for your home and see the latest styles. And as always, you'll find the massive selection, free delivery, and best values that make Mathis Home your furniture leader.
Getting engaged this Valentine's Day? Credit Jewelry can get you the rings you deserve with 0 interest, 0 down, and low monthly payments. Purchase the bride's ring by February 14th and the groom's wedding band is our gift to you. Let Credit Jewelry help you live happily ever after.
Life is filled with so many moments worth smiling about. At Dental Depot, we're committed to providing the care and guidance to help you achieve a healthy, beautiful smile at every stage of your life. With more than 40 years of serving our patients and communities, Dental Depot is proud to be Oklahomans' choice for high-quality, patient-focused general dentistry and orthodontics across our 13 Oklahoma City metro locations. Dental Depot, for every stage of your smile.
For over 25 years, Legacy Cleaners and Laundry has made sure Oklahoma City has the look.
The Legacy Cleaners look.
Sign up today for free pickup and delivery at LegacyOKC.com or visit any one of our 6 metro locations.
Get the Legacy Cleaners look today.
25 years ago, one extraordinary show danced its way into history, Riverdance. Now it's time for the next step, the 25th anniversary show.
2 performances only, April 5th and 6th. For tickets, visit OKCBroadway.com.
This is Oklahoma's own News 9.
Well, welcome back. Tonight, the Kansas City Chiefs will play the Philadelphia Eagles at Super Bowl 57. Joining me this morning, News 9 sports contributor Dusty Dvorak. How are you doing out there?
Fantastic out here in the desert for Super Bowl 57. Here all week from Radio Row. It's been unbelievable. Joe Montana I talked with this week. Emmitt Smith I spoke with as well. And being a huge Cowboys fan, unbelievable. But talked to so many different celebrities, former players, Super Bowl champions, Hall of Famers. And I mean, there's just a real buzz and excitement about this game.
Oh, I'm excited to see how the game turns out. Let's talk about Patrick Mahomes. We know his health has been a concern. What are your thoughts? Do the Chiefs really need him all the way healthy to win this Super Bowl?
Absolutely. They need him fully healthy. And look, it's obviously the ankle everybody's still kind of questioning. We saw the last play in that AFC Championship game. I don't think the ankle is going to be that big of an issue. He made that nice scramble, that huge run that led to the game-winning field goal. And now he's got 2 more weeks removed to really get that ankle exactly to where it needs to be. It's one of the biggest factors, biggest issues in this game. And yeah, Patrick Mahomes will need to be healthy. I think that's going to be fine. I think the bigger thing with this game is a couple of Sooners. Creed Humphrey taking the 2nd round of the 2021 draft, who's an all-pro center now. And then the tackle, Orlando Brown. That offensive line for Kansas City, this is a massive spot for them. They're going to have to step up and play well and slow down what's been one of the best pass rushes we've ever seen in the history of the league in the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, you touched on it, the Sooners in the Super Bowl. Well, what team can really take Jalen Hurts as their own? Do we say OU or Alabama? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't want to cop out, because typically you got to pick a side, right? You're one or the other. But I don't think you can tell the Jalen Hurts story without both. And he was such a great player at both places. Go back to when he was at Alabama and his true freshman year. He plays in a national championship. He had a game-leading touchdown run, leads him back to another national championship as a sophomore, only to lose the job at halftime and in the next season to Tua. But he stuck around. He stayed there. It's a massive part of the story of Jalen Hurts. But then going to Oklahoma, the way that he developed, the way that I think Lincoln Riley utilized him and gave trust in the Philadelphia Eagles and the rest of the National Football League of exactly what Jalen Hurts was capable of was massive. And Jalen isn't in this spot. He wouldn't have been drafted in the 2nd round had it not been for Oklahoma. So, look, when he was drafted, it's Oklahoma Sooner, Jalen Hurts. I will say I'll give Oklahoma a slight lean.
Now, I only have a few more seconds left. Game predictions. What are your thoughts?
I've been all over the place. I picked Kansas City before the season started to win the Super Bowl. I actually like the Philadelphia Eagles. And as a Cowboy fan, it pains me. I'm going to say 27-24 Eagles win. I had Lane Johnson, former Sooner, on my SiriusXM Mad Dog radio show all season long each week. And he was fantastic. And he's kind of won me over a little bit. But I think that offensive line, that rushing attack, is going to be a little bit too much. I'm a line of scrimmage guy. I think the Eagles have the best offensive line and defensive line in the National Football League. And I think they overcome Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Eagles win 27-24.
Well, you took my prediction as well. Dusty, thanks for joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Andrew Adams.
2 Eagles picks. I'm going Chiefs 30-28. Lock it in. Lock this storm in as well. It's been gliding down the California coast. It's waiting to get a eastward kick because that is our next storm system, and it will be coming to Oklahoma. All we get today, just some clouds over our head. It's going to be a really pleasant Sunday for Super Bowl Sunday. Great for any outdoor activities as well. Again, there's some of those clouds, nothing falling from it, so nothing to ruin our plans. It will be a bit breezy. We've got a stronger south wind today than what we saw yesterday. Quiet through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mainly quiet. It's tomorrow evening that we could see some of these sprinkles show up ahead of the main wave. At this point, main wave's already or still in the far west Texas Panhandle and eastern New Mexico. It will make its way into Oklahoma overnight into our early Tuesday morning. So rain, a few thunderstorms possible here. We're not tracking anything severe, but some much needed rain, though a quick hit of rain. So rain totals I still keep on the lower side. But by 7 o'clock, the back edge of this approaching I-35 pretty quickly. So that's nice. So by the time we get to late morning to lunchtime here across Oklahoma, we start to really dry things out on our Valentine's Day and maybe even get a little bit of sunshine by the time we get to the afternoon and evening. So rain chances, still keeping them up in the morning. And also notice it'll be a little bit mild then. It'll be in the 50s by 8 o'clock because of the clouds and the rain hanging around. But we clear things out. We warm up. Upper 60s return for our Valentine's Day, and then back into the 50s by 8 o'clock in the evening. Fast forward to the next day. Next system arrives. We're still tracking Wednesday into Thursday. I think it would be more likely early Thursday for our next system to track across the state. Better chance for rain and thunderstorms is going to be to the east, and maybe some strong severe storms to our southeast, but not necessarily right over top of us, but still something to watch for some additional rainfall across central and eastern Oklahoma. Some wintry precip can't be ruled out. Some snow to maybe some wet snow and a little bit of wintry mix up across the north. As this system rides off to the northeast, we're of course going to get that wraparound cold, and that will definitely be noticeable even if we don't see any snow across the state on Thursday. That's going to be a much colder afternoon. Guthrie Cam looking nice on our Lucky Star Skycam network this morning. 28 degrees. Can't complain too much about that. It feels like 20, so it is chilly outside, but certainly not as cold as we can be this time of year. Plenty of 20s, lower 30s, some upper 30s to the northwest, just a little bit warmer out there in some pockets, with wind chills across the state, mainly in the 20s, though up in north central Oklahoma, we are seeing a couple of teens. Fortunately, winds aren't crazy strong right now, but they will pick up as we go through the afternoon, 15 to 25 miles per hour across the state. Out of the southwest, though, so that's the right direction to warm us up. Upper 60s to the northwest, to the southwest, mid 60s, and here's 63 in Oklahoma City, 65 in Stillwater. That will definitely feel nice this afternoon, despite the few clouds that we'll see roll over our head. Overnight, we're back into the 30s, and then tomorrow, we sit in the 60s once again as we still stay warm with that south wind. So can't, again, complain too much about where we are as we go into our second week here of February. Pretty nice. It's late tomorrow evening. We're talking 8 to 9 o'clock. Some of these leading edge showers could make it into the metro, but the better chance for rain and a couple thunderstorms will be up to the northwest. And then the 100% chance arrives with the main wave after midnight tomorrow night and into our Tuesday morning. The rain and thunderstorms will be exiting the I-35 corridor by mid-morning. We're talking 8 o'clock or so. Start to really push off into eastern Oklahoma. So drying out west first and then drying across central Oklahoma. Once again, it's a quick hitter. So we're looking at maybe half an inch here along the stripe in central Oklahoma, just a quarter inch out west, and better odds at getting that coveted 1-inch mark out in eastern Oklahoma. Tuesday afternoon, again, nice 68 here in Oklahoma City. Wednesday warm again before there's that shock on Thursday. Highs in the 30s before temperatures rebound once again. That's all we got for this time, but we'll be right back after this break.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Defeat allergy headaches fast with new Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief.
2 pills relieve allergy headache pain.
And the congestion that causes it. Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief. All good.
Want to get away? How about a visit to the Grand Canyon? Explore an ancient cliff dwelling or climb inside a Kiowa teepee. Travel the American West right in your own backyard. Live your West life at the Cowboy.
One of the great things about getting a tax refund is that you can use it to buy whatever you want. You deserve it. You worked hard, you paid your taxes, and now you get your reward of a tax refund.
And at Joe Cooper's Easy Credit Auto, you can use your tax refund for a down payment, and we'll reward you by getting you as low as 5.9% financing with a warranty included.
If you've got a job and a small down payment, Joe Cooper's Easy Credit Auto will do everything they can to get you approved with our 5.9% in-house financing. You heard right. You can get as low as 5.9% with our in-house financing for unique credit situations. If traditional financing is not available, we can help. Finance with Joe Cooper's Easy Credit Auto, and we'll work with you to rebuild your credit while you're driving a nice car or truck.
Call, click, or come by, and Joe Cooper will make it fast, fun, and easy to get the car you want regardless of your credit. You can buy here and pay here. Who loves you, Oklahoma?
February 14th through the 19th. For tickets, visit OKCBroadway.com.
Ashley's President's Day sale is here to make your home look vibrant this season. Warm up your space with the hottest furniture styles with up to 50% off spotlight deals throughout the store. Plus, get 0% interest for 60 months and free delivery. We want you to save big at the President's Day sale, going on now at America's #1 furniture and mattress store. Visit your local Ashley store in Oklahoma City, Norman, Ardmore, and Shawnee to shop and save today.
Feels good to be home. Overhead Door Company of Oklahoma City provides the highest quality garage door products and services. From residential garage doors to commercial overhead doors and openers, we provide the service and support you need for safe and reliable access. Locally owned and operated since 1965, Overhead Door Company of Oklahoma City offers a large selection of styles and materials that best fits your needs. Trust the ribbon. Contact our team today to purchase or service your overhead door.
Dream it. Create it. Drive it. Just like that. It's easy to custom order your 2023 Ford Explorer SUV. Choose from available features like our 10.1-inch touchscreen and intelligent four-wheel drive. Visit your local Ford dealer today and let us help you choose the Explorer that's right for you. Choose in-stock or custom order your select new 2023 Ford SUV and get $1,000 retail order bonus cash. See your best in Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Say Channel 53 on your Contour remote for news and weather when you need it from News 9.
And good morning. So there's a Sooner alumni game tonight that everybody's trying to analyze. And speaking of analysts, people watched the governor's speech this week, the State of the State, and people are looking into it to see where he may be headed, where the legislature may be headed. What did you hear from the governor's speech?
Well, first of all, having gone to seminary in Kansas City, I'm going to say go Chiefs. Second, the governor's State of the State, there was a lot of stuff in there we thought would be in there. School choice, cut taxes. I really liked some of the stuff he talked about, economic development, job creation. There was a poll out this week that came on the heels of that, showing that nearly 80% of parents across the state of Oklahoma don't want to use public dollars in private schools. So I think there's going to be some struggle there. But all in all, I think he did a pretty decent job in his State of the State.
Okay, from the Republican side of the aisle, you heard what the governor had to say. Lots of things in there. It was very nice.
It was very nice. Now, I've got to start off by saying I hope you enjoy the game tonight. And as a OU alumni, go Sooners. We got a great group on both sides for both teams. But I thought the governor knocked it out of the park in the State of the State speech. It was upbeat. It talked about what we've done in the past. It focused heavily on issues I care about, which are increasing parental choice, increasing fiscal responsibility, and tax cuts. He very clearly said what we need to do is make sure our citizens pay less taxes at the end of this session. I think that's great. Not even talking about starting the absentee father conversation. That could be a game changer for the state of Oklahoma.
Okay, so when you looked up there, you saw the lieutenant governor, the pro tem, the speaker. The governors praised all of them, basically. The feel good was there at that speech. But also, then it all turned to the legislative work. Week one, what did we see happen this week in the legislature?
So the grind has started. So what happened mostly week one is just committee meetings. That was where we were going for. All bills were assigned to committees. Now the process really is about killing bills. There's about 3,000 bills that are filed for potential new laws. There's only going to be 200 to 300 that are signed at the end of the year. And of those, more than half are going to be repealing old laws. So right now, we are just going through the grind in the legislature. So as you see bills you care about, what I would encourage you to do is reach out to your senator, reach out to your representative. Now is the time at home to tell your member of the legislature what you care about. They really do want to hear from you.
It's like watching those shows where the wildebeest are crossing the crocodile-infested waters. Bad bills die. Your thoughts about week one?
Yeah, week one got started quick, and as the floor leader just said, you know, a lot of that work done now is happening in committees. And there was a recent article out here a couple weeks ago about the large number of shell bills there are this year. And I can tell you, as a former representative, every bill that's written is a shell bill. Until that final passage is done, you can change language in and out. So a big part of it is just paying attention to the language that's in the bills right now, not getting too overexcited about something or too underwhelmed until we see what the final product's going to be and when representatives and senators have to vote on that.
We've come a long way from that building being shut down. A lot of public this week. How does the public going there impact the process? We'll talk to you about it when we come back.
A lot of people ask, what was it like to go to a family gathering when Father Stan was there?
The first U.S.-born Catholic martyr is from Oklahoma.
He was a farmer just 15 miles from here.
And the mission to secure his sainthood is still in full swing. I'm Carl Torp. Join me at the Blessed Stanley Brothers Shrine as they prepare for the dedication. Get a sneak peek before it opens to the public.
It'll be the largest Catholic church in Oklahoma.
Wednesday night at 10 on Oklahoma's own News 9.
Experience Chickasha. Chickasha. It's a wonderful life.
Teeners was there when the times got tough. Teeners is there when the hard work is done. Teeners will be there when it's time to pass the reins. Teeners, we do it all for Cowboys.
It really shocks me how customizable Tough Shed is. Typically, when you're looking to buy a shed, you get what you get. And with Tough Shed, that is not the case. You customize it, and the team works with you to fit your needs. It all just blew me away.
Stack up Tough Shed savings all month long. Start designing online at toughshed.com or stop by your local Tough Shed showroom.
I'm Cass with Cass Makes Home, and I love my Tough Shed building.
H&H Shooting Sports is more than just a gun range. We are Oklahoma's headquarters for firearms, archery, knives, gun safes, and more. H&H has the largest selection of firearms in the state. They offer classes and private shooting lessons for every skill level. The range at H&H features 42 indoor firearm shooting lanes and 19 indoor archery lanes, making it the largest in Oklahoma. Come see what you've been missing. Located conveniently off I-40 and Meridian, right in the heart of Oklahoma City. H&H Shooting Sports is Oklahoma's headquarters for guns and gear.
Is your drain having a bad hair day? Wish your faucet would stop being a drip? Did your hot water heater spring a leak? Don't fix it yourself. Call the professionals. At Red Plains Plumbing, we treat our customers just like family. Our trained, licensed professional technicians will make sure that you know the true cost of any repairs before making a commitment. Servicing the OKC metro area since 2005.
Call Red Plains Plumbing for all your plumbing needs.
Remember, if it's Red Plains, it drains.
Yeah.
Today, we're bringing Golden Chick to the people. And the people love our 9-piece legs and thighs, just $13.99. This is the chicken that made Golden Chick famous. Try our spicy new Big and Wicked Chicken Sandwich, just $4.99.
Golden Chick. Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Well, happy Super Bowl Sunday. I'm Tevis Hillis here with meteorologist Andrew Adams. Andrew, we're talking about Super Bowl foods.
Yeah.
What are you going to eat tonight?
I don't know if they're going to be there. I hope they are. I'm going to a Super Bowl party. Pigs in a blanket.
That's what I was going to say.
Ooh,
oh,
good taste. Good taste.
Good
I mean,
job.
those things you can just shovel, just nonstop. Oh,
add a little of that mustard stuff on it.
Yeah, any kind of nice dip. But we'll see. All I know is that the weather's going to be great for it. And if you have, say, TV on the patio, I think at least by kickoff, it'll be a little bit chillier. Obviously, by the end of the game, but by kickoff would certainly be nice outside. Any grilling weather is going to be pretty perfect. We do have some clouds that are moving in from Texas, but nothing's going to fall from them today. That's nice. It's out along the California coast. There's our ball of spin. That's going to bring us the chance for rain, 100% chance tomorrow night. We are, again, quiet with a few of those high, thin clouds on our El Reno cam and our Lucky Star Skycam network. That's a nice, pretty shot there. Feels like 20 degrees, though, so temperatures largely in the upper 20s to even some upper 30s up to the northwest, but you factor in the wind, as we always have to do, which it is a little bit breezier this morning than yesterday. Winds 8 to 20 miles per hour right now. They will increase a little bit out of the south as we go through the afternoon, but at this point, it's putting our wind chills in the low to mid 20s for most Oklahomans this morning. Now, that same south to southwest wind, as it increases, is going to help us warm up quite a lot today. We get already pretty close to 50 by 11 o'clock. There's 49 and 60 by 1. Our high today, 64, and there's 5 o'clock. I think the game kicks off at 5:30, 63 degrees, so still pretty nice by then. But, of course, later in the evening, we will chill off a little bit. Now, I mentioned our next storm system. We're going to talk about that in detail coming up from the Bob Mose Weather Center.
Andrew, we'll talk to you in just a few. Well, Canada's Prime Minister says he ordered the takedown of yet another unknown object flying over North America, this time in Canadian airspace. A U.S. fighter jet executed the mission as crews worked to recover remnants from another object shot down in Alaska. Bradley Blackburn has more.
For the third time in recent days, fighter jets were deployed to defend the skies over North America, this time about 100 miles from the Alaska-Canada border in the Yukon. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau tweeted he ordered the takedown of an unidentified object that violated Canadian airspace. President Biden authorized the takedown, which was carried out successfully by an American F-22 assigned to NORAD.
The Prime Minister's main goal today was to make sure that we got this object out of the air and that we could analyze it.
Canadian officials said it appeared to be a cylindrical object flying at about 40,000 feet. It was first detected over Alaska Friday night, just hours after another unknown object was taken down off the Alaskan coast on President Biden's orders.
Success.
It landed on sea ice near Dead Horse, Alaska, and recovery crews are still working to collect the pieces and get answers about who owned it and what it was. But the White House said there were concerns it could interfere with commercial air traffic.
It was at 40,000 feet, and the predominant concern by the president was a safety of flight issue at that altitude.
Officials say both of these latest objects were far smaller than the Chinese spy balloon that flew across the U.S. earlier this month before it was shot down off the South Carolina coast. Crews of divers are still recovering the remnants, but officials say the balloon carried multiple antennas and equipment to collect intelligence. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Well, happening around the world, rescuers are still pulling victims from rubble in Turkey and Syria 5 days after two powerful earthquakes hit the region. More than 28,000 people have died, and the UN is warning the death toll could double. At least 12,000 buildings have collapsed, and 5 million people have been displaced from their homes. Rescue workers remain determined to try and save anyone they can. The Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office issuing a scam alert. Deputies say they've been getting reports that someone is calling people claiming to be from the sheriff's office. That scammer then says you've missed a court date and need to pay a fine. The sheriff's office wants to remind everyone they will never call asking for money. Well, the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma is gearing up for a surge of Oklahomans needing help to feed their families. This as food stamp benefits will be slashed at the end of the month after they were started out in the pandemic.
We know that we're going to need to source more food, and so we're prepared and doing that already. You know, trying to get more donations in for food.
Well, the food bank says financial and food donations, volunteer work, and food drives always help them out.
Okay, so I was at Major City Chiefs, so I couldn't jump with my team this morning, but I'm never going to shy away from a challenge. Polar Plunge 2023, getting it done for a great cause.
There's something good. Oklahoma City Police Chief Wade Gorley taking the Polar Plunge on his own. Saturday morning, teams of students, law enforcement, and families all came together to raise money for Special Olympics as part of this year's Polar Plunge. Ooh, a little too cold. And the Brahms Annual Affair of the Heart is in full swing at the OKC Fairgrounds. Crafters, good makers, and small business owners are all in attendance with their pop-up shops. Today's the final day if you want to go out there. Doors open at 11 a.m. this morning. Andrew?
Well, on the 9-day, we have 2 storm systems to talk about. The one we've talked about a lot lately is tomorrow night. We've got some rain on the way, and then the other one is after Valentine's Day. So we'll take a look at that, and of course your Valentine's Day forecast coming up from the Bob Mills West Center.
We'll talk to you in just a few, but first, helping our older loved ones who can't drive anymore. Jim has advice on how to help right after the break.
25 years ago, one extraordinary show danced its way into history, Riverdance. Now it's time for the next step, the 25th anniversary show.
2 performances only, April 5th and 6th. For tickets, visit OKCBroadway.com.
Experience one of Oklahoma's favorite events, Brahms and Affair of the Heart. Support small businesses while shopping hundreds of artists, makers, and small retailers. February 10th through 12th at the OKC Fairgrounds.
Experience the extraordinary taste and health benefits of our ultra-premium extra virgin olive oils and aged balsamic vinegars at the Oil Tree. And make every aspect of your meal perfect. The Oil Tree.
Our grandparents taught us to do what's right, even when you don't get a thank you. Well, sometimes you do get a thank you. Our American-based raw resin suppliers are thanking us for our loyalty to them through difficult times with our largest material rebates ever. Isn't it about time we got some good news? Now, we're thanking you for supporting our local family-owned business by passing the rebate savings on siding and windows to you. Rebates are limited in quantity based on color, and they will go fast. Click or call now.
T-Mobile says they offer home internet. But if their internet comes from a cell phone network, you should know. It's just phone internet, not home internet. Keep your home up to speed with Cox. Cox internet is faster and has more reliable download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet. For happy connections and more, Cox is the real home internet you're looking for.
We had heard about Phys-Cal through friends and some physicians and all, and so we came by just to check it out. And they immediately treated you like family. I'm a retired nurse, but I've just been amazed at the difference and how they can help with my issues. For me and for my husband, no one compares to Phys-Cal. This is how healthcare should be.
Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, spelled different because we are different.
4 murders. We need to move cautiously on this.
What'd you find?
He's just getting started.
Let's get to work. We gotta find this guy fast.
Is it always going to be like this? Action, action, action.
This guy is desperate and dangerous.
I have the full capacity of the Federal Bureau of Investigation behind me.
The FBI's 3 weeks of all new episodes begin Tuesday on CBS. 25 years ago, one extraordinary show danced its way into history, Riverdance. Now it's time for the next step, the 25th anniversary show.
2 performances only, April 5th and 6th. For tickets, visit OKCBroadway.com.
Ready for a new heating system? It's time to call or text Airco.
Super Bowl prediction really quickly before our viewer question.
It's a tie.
Oh, goodness gracious. Now let's just get to the viewer question. Jim, I'm 91 and still living in my home that my husband and I bought 63 years ago. I'm still fairly healthy, but cannot drive and cannot afford a taxi cab. Can you help me find help?
Yes, we can. And you know, Tevis, it's interesting because we have viewers that claim they have lived in their homes for up to 70 years. And so that's just amazing to me. And we know, we talk about 50% of the adult age generation is living at home alone. And but one of the sadder things that I've heard recently is we have a viewer whose daughter took her everywhere. She's 58, complications with the flu in the hospital, she passed, and now this viewer needs this information too, just like our viewer question today. And so what we want to do is talk about RSVP of Central Oklahoma. And that is a nonprofit that has a program called Provide a Ride, and it's designed for senior transportation. It's a program that they started in 1994, and they have many programs that people can be involved in. And so let's go through this, because I think that this is a win-win situation, not just Super Bowl, but for people in need. And they've provided over 130,000 rides. And so if you're a person in need, that's fantastic news. The second thing that you really win as a volunteer, and that's what I want to help promote for RSVP. They have 28 volunteers right now that have provided over 2,000 rides. And so some of the things that I want to remind people of is volunteering. We talk about how important it is for you to have a good retirement plan in place so that you stay busy and active. And this is one good way, volunteering, to fill that gap. And so 28 volunteers, 2,000 rides. The other thing I want to mention is that they need more drivers. Okay. And they have lots of programs that you can become involved with. And so, look this up. My friends Beth and Taprina that operate the RSV program, they can help you. You get in with a coordinator that can help you find a program that'll suit you. And the thing I believe firmly is that we serve God by serving others. This is a great way to do this. Besides giving you something else to do and to keep you going, it's about your health and welfare and well-being too, is to stay busy and active. And so we've got on the screen RSVPOKC.org and 405-605-3110. Call them tomorrow.
Start volunteering tomorrow. There you go.
Get after it.
Jim, thanks for joining us this morning.
You bet.
Hopefully they don't end a tie at the Super Bowl. There we go.
They won't.
And don't forget, you can get more retirement advice from Jim. Visit news9.com/retirement.